HITC Sport. Alright, okay. So the relegation dogfights are finally taking shape across Europe right now. Well, today, let's take a look at every major European league that anyone gives a toss about. So, sorry Liechtenstein, not you. And try to find the biggest name in football who you didn't know is actually about to get embarrassingly relegated from their respective division. Right, let's go. Bundesliga, Klaus-Jan Huntelaar. Okay, this bunch of Schalke players are about to embarrass themselves by finishing bottom of the Bundesliga, and yet, here's just some of the defenders who will have represented them this season. Matija Nastasic, Ozan Kabak, Benjamin Stambouli, Shad Kalasinac, and Shakra Mustafi. And yet, they have a goal difference of nearly minus 50. Just utter wet cabbage. Anyway, undoubtedly though, the biggest star about the drop out of the German Bundesliga is Klaus-Jan Huntelaar. Sure, he turns 38 this year, but unlike Zlatan Ibrahimovic, is quickly showing that he no longer has the legs. This fella in his day was a global superstar. Arguably the original Erling Haaland in terms of utter hype back in 2006. He just smashed home 39 goals in 61 games for Heerenveen, and again banged in 105 goals over 4 seasons with Ajax. He then gets a blockbuster move to Real Madrid, and then moves to AC Milan before smashing home 126 goals in 240 games for Schalke. Because he never got the big Premier League move and was a burnabout flop, there exists this false narrative that he was useless or just the Dutch Peter Crouch. Utter ridiculous. Lads, during the 12-13 season, he bagged in 48 goals in 48 games. That's the sort of numbers that would usually get you a Ballon d'Or. I'm gonna say, lads, in 2012, this man was world class and could have played for any team on planet Earth. I maintain, had Tottenham signed him and not Roberto Soldado in 2013, then there'd have been no need for Harry Kane. Christ, he'd probably been immediately dumped on the porch of Birmingham City, where he'd quickly lose the will to live, and would probably now be scrubbing toilets in Foot Locker. Anyway, yeah, the man's returned to Schalke to sit on the bench and watch his teammates get relegated. What a dignified end to his career. Oh, by the way, lads, trying to hit 500,000 subscribers at some point. If you want to help me get there, then yeah, slap that big fat red button. And yeah, that's basically that. Let's get back into the video. Serie A, Andrea Bellotti. Listen, there's a bunch of big name footballers currently scrapping for their lives in Serie A. Remember Graziano Pelle, a former Southampton goal machine, who just spent the last 4 years shoveling Chinese money down his throat before the Asian football bubble burst? Well, he's about to sink in Parma's boat into Serie B, and he's not alone. Former Arsenal and Roma walking forehead Gervinho is about to taste the first relegation of his career, while Emmanuel Riviere, a former Newcastle flop, yes, who mostly looked like a dry lump of spinach while on Tyneside. And lads, don't forget, he once finished top scorer for a Monaco team who were employing James Rodriguez, Radamel Falcao, Dimitar Berbatov and Anthony Martial. So clearly he hasn't always had the goal scoring instincts of a dying panda. Anyway, he's stuffed at the front of the league with Crotone, where that club just stuck like a fat piece of chewing gum to Serie A's shoe. But Torino are a club in freefall. Sure, they've only lost twice since Christmas, but lads, 8 of those games were stalemates. And they just conceded 4 against Crotone. Clearly that club are about to pick up their first relegation since 2009. And it's a bit mental considering they finished 7th just 2 years ago. But anyway, remember Andrea Bellotti? The 27-year-old Italian goal machine with 103 goals in 215 games for the club. Praise him up despite continuously being stuffed in a bang average team with the creativity of a sausage roll. He's always continued to be a guaranteed source of 20 goals a season, linked with every European giant on the planet. Apparently this club used to reject £50 million plus offers for the guy. Well, be prepared to now lose him for about the price of a stale cheese sandwich in June. La Liga, Shinji Okazaki. Listen, there are a few familiar names about to be booted out of La Liga, like former Barcelona wonderkid Sandro Ramirez, a guy who football hipsters scattered across the globe were tipping to rip Everton to bits. Yeah. Look where he is now, stuck to the bottom of the Liga with Huesca. I'm pretty sure those same football hipsters are now staying very silent. And anyway, remember Lucas Perez, a former Deportivo hotshot who Arsenal stupidly paid 17 million quid for in 2016, i.e. the modern day Albert Luque. Well, now the footballing world has since sobered up and realised that he's actually the sport's answer to a gone-off omelette. And again, he's 19th in the league with the Lavs. Anyway, I'm going back to Huesca here to dig up the biggest name in this relegation scrap, Shinji Okazaki. Not only is this guy a Leicester City hero, immortalized in stone after winning the Premier League title, despite scoring 5 times and mostly looking about as effective as a toothbrush made of sand. But lads, this guy was once voted Asian Footballer of the Year. He has 50 goals and 190 caps for Japan. He's netted at World Cups. Sure, in Europe, we mostly think the 34-year-old is a pretty woeful finisher and just a big pint of butter. But lads, back in Japan, a country with a population of 126 million, he's probably held up as a global superstar. The Asian David Beckham, with plumbers from Tokyo and Yokohama probably wondering why his balance Ballon d'Or invite seems to get lost in the post every year. Premier League, Branislav Ivanovic. Yeah, well, it's pretty simple. Let's be honest. West Brom are utter toast. I thought Sam Allardyce would work his magic and keep them up. Nah, the guy himself looks like he's given up. The baggies are utter goners, and it's a bit of a shame for Branislav Ivanovic to end his career this way. Don't underestimate this man's CV. No, Ivanovic is a knuckle-headed defender who, yes, in another life, could have been a butcher working in the mountains of Yugoslavia. But no, instead, he's one of the most successful Serbians of all time, following in the footsteps of Nemanja Medic to scoop 3 Premier League titles with Chelsea, 3 FA Cups, a League Cup, Champions League, and Europa League. He's a 2-time Russian League winner with Zenit St. Petersburg. Oh yeah, and hoovered up over 100 caps for Serbia. Anyway, instead of choosing to reunite with old boss Carlo Ancelotti at Everton, he stupidly chose to now probably finish bottom of the league with West Brom, all the while stuck on a bench with Hal Robson Canoe. Christ above Branislav. League on Didier Ndong. Is John Kevin Augustin really a big name anymore? The guy was a French underage goal machine, sure, and he did alright at RB Leipzig before being utterly ignored at Leeds. Anyway, yeah, he's currently 23 and about to go down with Nantes. I'm sorry, just to make that clear, that's not Nantes, the football club, in case any of you thought I was using an adjective to describe Stephen Trice. Anyway, I think the biggest name in this relegation scrap is probably Didier Ndong. Don't forget the other hype train when Sunderland snapped him up in August 2016 from Lorient. He was supposed to be the next Jordan Henderson. Nah, instead he just wound up being a floppy deadweight waste of money with a blonde tarantula seemingly slapped on his head. Anyway, he's still only 26, a Gabonese international with over 30 caps, and yet still stuffed at the foot of League On with Dion, and is about to get relegated for the 4th time, each with a different club since 2017. He's turned into the French Nigel Quashie. Eredivisie, Daryl Janmaat. Yeah, here we have Daryl Janmaat, who just rocked up at Adult Den Haag in December after spending 6 months just rotting on the couch, having been turfed out of Watford like a stale lasagna. You can tell how bored he must have been playing Picture Me with the wife, that he'd actually prefer to captain Den Haag to second bottom of the Dutch top tier. But Janmaat is a big name in Dutch football. A 31-year-old right back with 34 caps for Holland. He helped Louis van Gaal to finish 3rd at the 2014 World Cup. But yeah, he's about to stamp the 3rd relegation in his career, with the club he briefly played for back in 2007. Lads, the last time he was signed by a club who didn't wind up relegated with him on their books was Feyenoord, and that was back in 2012. I mean, come on, stop giving this man contracts. It does not end well. Belgium 1st Division A, Kylian Hazard. Yeah, that is weird. Thanks to Paul Clement yet again demonstrating in Belgium that while yes, he was a top-class assistant coach to Carlo Ancelotti, but he's proven to be a royal flop time and time again as an actual number 1, failing to last a year in any of Derby County, Swansea, Reading, and now Cercle Bruges. Anyway, as a result, Kylian Hazard is staring headfirst into the abyss with that club, and considering his 2 other brothers are currently injury-riddled messes, I'm guessing the WhatsApp family chat must be a gloomy place, just the 3 of them continuously crying down the phone. Super League Greece, Tim Sparv. Listen, I know Tim Sparv isn't exactly a household name in Europe, but lads, this fella is a 34-year-old defensive midfielder who helped Southampton reach the FA Youth Cup final in 2005. He's got nearly 80 caps for Finland and is about to try and man-mark Kevin De Bruyne out of a game at the Euros in June. I have a feeling KDB is going to turn his tired old legs into wet butter before using his shirt number to brush his teeth, but still, put some respect on Tim Sparv's name. Although he's about to get relegated from the Greek League with Larissa. I wonder if Gareth Bale still remembers who the hell he is. Premier Liga, Angel Gomes. Alright, the Premier Liga relegation scrap is insanely tight. There are just 10 points separating the relegation zone from 7th in the damn league. But anyway, considering Boa Vista's patchy form, Angel Gomes could be about to suffer an early nightmare in his young career. At 20 years of age, he recently quit Man United to search for first team football, and so signed from Lille only to be immediately loaned out to Boa Vista. Yeah, he registered a hat-trick of assists in his debut, but lads, so did Willian for Arsenal. It doesn't really mean much if you then follow it up by limping about the pitch like a dog in heat. To be fair though, Gomez hasn't been bad, and did bang in a goal from the halfway line back in October. But still, this Manchester United youth prodigy does not want a first relegation stamped on his CV before he even turns 21 years of age. Scottish Premiership, Kyle Lafferty. Yeah, Kilmarnock are currently doomed, about to be spat out of the Scottish Premiership. And I would say Kyle Lafferty, despite having the first touch of a banana, I'd say he's probably their biggest global name in Europe. But of course he is. He's played in 7 different countries. He was once in a Parma team with both Andrea Bellotti and Paulo Dybala as teammates. And lads, he outscored them both. I'm sorry Dybala, but that is a stat you're gonna want to forget. Earmarked as Messi's apparent heir in the Argentinian team. And yet you're outshunned by some human lamppost from Enniskillen. This is some nobody beanpole striker from Ulster who grew up to play in the same team as Gennaro Gattuso. That's when he was winning the World Cup in 2006. Lafferty was stuck on a Darlington bench. But anyway, he's got 20 goals in 76 games for Northern Ireland. And listen, secretly, he's probably currently dancing around his kitchen and tossing himself off to photos of Stevie G every night before bed. But yeah, he's about to get relegated too. Austrian Bundesliga, Neven Subotic. Remember the exciting Borussia Dortmund team under Jurgen Klopp? Every top-class footballer who impressed there seemed to get that big money move away. Not Neven Subotic, who was sadly left behind. He was a rock-solid Serbian centre-half who helped them win 2 Bundesligas and reach the Champions League final in Wembley. But while his centre-back partner Mats Hummels won that jackpot dream move to Bayern Munich, he was just largely ignored, like the unwanted puppy at the pound whose breath smells of piss. Listen, Subotic was definitely good enough for an elite move somewhere. Instead of being embarrassed at a failed move to Middlesbrough in 2016, come on lads, why did nobody make a move for this guy? Does he just refuse to take a shower before job interviews? Anyway, he's currently 32 and just quit Turkish football to go out and now get relegated from the Austrian Bundesliga with something called SC Rheindorf Altach. Come on Neven, what happened? Turkish Super League, Gabriel Obertan. Yeah, this is a season where 4 teams are about to get relegated from the Turkish Super League. So take your pick lads, even Istanbul Başakşehir, you know, the current Turkish champions, a team who helped to knock Man United out of the Champions League this season. Even they're dangerously close to going down. But a player who does look doomed right now is Gabriel Obertan, who's probably about to be flushed down the toilet with Başakşehir Bloody Erzurumspor. Something that sounds like a cheap type of Polish soup. Yeah, this is what happened to Ronaldo's supposed successor at Old Trafford. A Bordeaux wonder kid given his big break at Old Trafford, and then Newcastle before drifting into the wilderness. Right, he even briefly wound up at Wigan. Anyway, this is where the French winger is finally wound up. This is the nadir of his career, about to get relegated from the Turkish Super League at 32 years of age. Maybe now he'll go back to his home planet. Anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What big name players have I missed that are heavily involved in relegation scraps? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.